What that means is that though she feels the sexuality within her, strong solar plex system, she doesn't know what to do with it. You know, she doesn't know what the sexual way is for her because she does not have a consistent role that she can play sexually. Those sexual roles are always going to be imposed on her. Now we can also see that, of course, in her design, she has the 59th gate. Remember something about undefined centers and dormant gates. They play an enormous part in our lives, dormant gates, because they create consistent thematics in the inconsistency of being conditioned. I have an emotional center that's open. I have only one gate. I have the 49th gate unconscious. Now what that means is that every time somebody connects my emotional system, it doesn't matter how you connect it, I always have one consistent theme that's a part of that. I have the 49 theme. And it's the only consistency that I have in the way in which I can deal with emotional conditioning. Because that dormant 49 is always being turned on by anybody who hooks up my emotional system. The way I experience emotion is that I'm always experiencing it through the lens of that 49th gate, which means I'm either into acceptance or rejection, marriage or divorce at the emotional level. That's my consistency in an inconsistent conditioning field. Her consistency is going to be that even though she's sexy, that whole emotional setup and its strength, that when you turn on her emotional system, she gives you the 59-2. You know, the moment you hit her sacral, you get her 59-2. And the 59-2 is doing this. It's saying, back off. And you know my keynote for the emotional projector, play hard to get. I mean, she's got to play hard to get. And in a way, she's helped out in the continuity in her design. Because when somebody does hit her sacral center, it brings out this immediate caution. And by the way, the 59-2 is only a caution as a strategy. It isn't really pushing away. You know, it's a strategy that looks like she's pushing away, but she's not. You know, it's just the strategy that's there. In order for her to have the right kind of relationship, she must be sought out and invited again. She has to have that opportunity to be able to be clear at the emotional level. There's something else before we have our break that I want you to think about. There's many kinds of splits, but there's a basic difference between the way in which you look at the impact of a split definition. She has what's called a wide split. And what that means is that a wide split is any